Okay, hear me out. What if I was a gym leader? Well, I'd probably be a dark type trainer because, you know, devil horns, but what else? What would the gimmick of my gym be? What role would I play in the Pokemon world? And most importantly, what Pokemon would I use to beat up all the 10-year-olds who try and claim my gym badge? These are all excellent questions that fellow YouTuber Fanatica recently asked me, word for word.
Wait, what? I did not ask you for that last one.
Yeah, right. Anywho, me, Finn, and 16 other artists are teaming up to create our very own Pokemon League that you can attempt to challenge. So if you're a budding young trainer who wants to collect all of our gym badges, you can do so by going to the playlist linked in the description below. But that's enough preamble for now. Let's roll the intro and get to the video. So you're a new trainer starting their journey through the ARTTUBIA region, and you've chose this adorable fire-type Canary Pokemon as your starter. Maybe. Who knows? As you're traveling all throughout the region, taking on the gyms in whatever order you like, you eventually stumble into Neolit City. This metropolitan area isn't much to look at during the day, but at night the streets are lit up with vibrant neon lights. Hence the name, Neolit City. Like, Neon Light City. Anywho, after seeing all the sights, you stumble upon a poster promoting the Neolit Comedy Basement's open mic night featuring a special set from someone known as the Karmic Comic. Following the posters leads to a set of stairs, but they're blocked off.
Hey kid, you don't look old enough to enter a club like this. What are you, 10?
You explain to the bouncer that you're just trying to find the Neolit gym and that you're a bit lost. Suddenly his gruff demeanor becomes a lot more friendly.
Oh, you're challenging all the gyms. Why didn't you just say so? The Neolit Comedy Basement is the Neolit Gym. So get on down there, kiddo. I'll let Huey know he's got a challenger waiting.
You descend into the Neolit gym where you are immediately met with a dimly lit space packed with people patiently sat at tables. At the back of the room, you see a stage where a young man is stumbling his way through a clumsily written comedy set. As you walk to the stage, you pass by some of the other gym leaders. Some you might have battled before, others you may not have even met yet.
Boo! Get this dog off the stage! I want to see Huey already! Are you here to challenge the gym? You're gonna get crushed, kid!
Lumi, when do you think Huey's gonna start a set?
I don't know. Soon?
Hopefully. These open mic nights are a great idea, but some of these aspiring comics lack a certain pizzazz.
I mean, he's not that... Oh! Hi, you look a bit young to be here for the comedy show.
They must be a challenger. Good luck up there.
Yeah, Huey can be a bit overzealous when it comes to battling.
Stupid Hugh. He knows I hate his shows, but he keeps inviting me. Ugh, I just couldn't refuse this time. Are you a challenger? Do me a favor. Please put that ridiculous man in his place for me.
Eventually, all the lights go out and a voice over the intercom catches everyone's attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for interrupting your night out, but I have just been informed that we have a special guest. The Neolit Gym has another challenger. What do you say we put them in their place?
The crowd erupts with cheers and applause, and you can just barely make out some of the other gym leaders staring at you with a look of pity.
So, challenger, what's your name? Player, that's a great name. Why don't you step on stage and we'll get the show on the road?
The crowd claps for you as you climb on stage. When the stage lights come back, you're met with a young lady, not the same man who was on stage before.
Sorry, player, but I can't allow you to fight the gym leader just yet. After all, we still have to finish our open mic night. You'll be facing off against the last 3 aspiring comics that we have lined up. Be careful though, each of their battles will have a catch that you'll have to figure out. Don't worry, there will be context clues. Win the battle by following the rules and you can move on to the next one. Break the rules and you'll be forced to start again from the beginning.
You heard him. You're playing by my rules now. I'm Avery, an absolute star. And you're just a nobody. My set will lower your confidence and you won't be able to raise it again.
Looks like you've been challenged by aspiring comic Avery. You throw in your Pokemon and she starts the battle with her Titterimp. Titterimp, the tickling Pokemon, a fairy type. Titterimp uses its fuzzy body to tickle larger Pokemon into submission when it feels that it is in danger. When it does this, it uses its legs and long tail to stay firmly attached until there is a chance to escape. Titterimp is quite good at vocal mimicry. It will often use this ability to mimic the roars of predators, either to scare them off or to entertain its friends. Avery's Titterimp has the ability Prankster, giving priority to its status moves. It also has a moveset of Tickle, Metal Sound, Snarl, and Lunge. Once you've knocked out her Titterimp, she'll send in her Intimidate Mightyena to lower your Pokemon's attack. It has a moveset of Sand Attack, Scary Face, Snarl, and Crunch. Now, if you haven't realized what's going on here, then you're probably not a huge Pokemon nerd like I am. All of the moves that Titterimp and Mightyena use have a chance to lower your Pokemon's stats. This is very important. Each time one of your stats gets lowered, you'll notice the audience beginning to laugh. But if at any point you decide to raise one of your stats, the audience will boo at you. This is the rule that you must follow for Avery's battle. You cannot raise your stats, and Avery takes full advantage of that. But by now you've figured out her tricks and get around them by switching your Pokemon to reset their stat changes. Eventually, Avery's last Pokemon joins the fight, a Wugtrio with Gooey to lower your speed. This Wugtrio hopes to take advantage of your lowered stats with powerful moves like Liquidation and Surf, but it also has Mudslap and Chilling Water just in case it needs to lower them some more.
No! Your confidence! I barely left a dent!
The crowd cheers for you as you beat aspiring Comic Avery, and you're given a moment to heal your Pokemon as she leaves feeling dejected.
Great work, player! Let's see if this next comic can turn up the heat.
That was pretty cool how you beat Avery, but this battle will be different. I'm Bernie, and I hope you're ready for my sick burns. This will be a roast that you can't recover from.
Aspiring Comic Bernie starts the battle with his Magmortar that has Flame Body, but just in case that doesn't work, it has a moveset of Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, Scorching Sands, and Thunderbolt. All moves that cause status conditions. If you can't already guess where this battle is going, then let me spell it out for you. Bernie focuses on trying to apply status conditions to your Pokemon. Every time he succeeds, the audience will laugh, and if at any point you heal the status conditions away, you'll get booed back to the beginning. That being said, his next Pokemon is a Salazzle with Corrosion. It sports a moveset of Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, Sludge Bomb, and Flamethrower. That's not going to be fun to face off against, but it's not even the worst part. Bernie's last Pokemon is a Sinistcha with Heatproof. This monster with a moveset of Strength Sap, Scald, Machagacha, and Hex will be able to dish out a lot of damage to your status Pokemon and stay alive long enough to be a real nuisance. But through sheer determination, you somehow manage to beat aspiring Comic Bernie.
No! My sick burns! They didn't work!
The crowd again cheers for you as you frantically heal your Pokemon to cure their status conditions, and Bernie runs off stage.
Wow, it looks like you might just make it to the gym leader. You only have one more trainer left to battle.
And that trainer is me. The name's Shifty, and it's time for me to switch things up. But you can't.
Aspiring Comic Shifty starts the battle with a Drizzle Pelipper that immediately sets up the rain and uses a Damp Rock to increase its duration. This Pelipper's moveset is Tailwind, U-Turn, Scald, and Hurricane. After setting up the rain and Tailwind, Shifty will use U-Turn to swap into her Heliolisk with Dry Skin, which causes the crowd to start laughing. Her Heliolisk has a moveset of Volt Switch, Thunder, Hyper Voice, and Surf, making it a real powerhouse in the rain. But if you manage to beat Heliolisk, or if the Pokemon that you have in happens to be strong against it, Shifty may instead switch into her Veluza with Sharpness. This fish sports a moveset of Flip Turn, Aqua Cutter, Psycho Cut, and Drill Run. You might have already realized this, but if at any point during the battle you decide to switch your Pokemon, the audience will boo at you and you'll have to start the gym over again. But keeping that in mind, you managed to beat aspiring Comic Shifty without switching.
But I was supposed to switch things up.
The crowd cheers for you as you realize the stress of the Neolit gym puzzle is finally over. You take a moment to heal your Pokemon, but the voice over the intercom interrupts you.
Wow, would you look at that? Player managed to beat everyone left from our open mic. Let's give this special little trainer a round of applause, folks. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Introducing the Karmic Comic himself, Hugh Morris!
As the gym leader rushes on stage, the audience goes wild, their cheers almost deafening.
Hey kid, nice work dealing with those wannabes back there. It was actually pretty impressive. I'm Huey, leader of the Neolit Gym. It's a pleasure to meet me, I know. Hey, what's with that face? You don't have to be nervous, player. I don't bite, I crunch.
The crowd laughs alongside Huey as you feel this looming sense of dread wash over you. Oh, anyway, it may not be apparent, but I specialize in Dark-type Pokemon. Some people call it the evil type, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Unless you're me, of course. I can read you pretty well, and I can tell that you're ready to get this show started. So what do you say, player? Should we cut the prattle and hop right into this gym battle? Good. That's what I like to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a very special show for you all, so bear witness as I crush this child's dreams. You are challenged to a battle by Gym Leader Huey, and unlike the aspiring comics you faced previously, he has a full team of 6 Pokemon. He starts the battle with a Grimmsnarl that has Prankster and a Light Clay. This lead can't actually do much in the way of damage since its moveset consists of Fake Out, Reflect, Light Screen, and Parting Shot. It really only exists to be an annoyance throughout the battle. Once Reflect and Light Screen have been set up, Grimmsnarl will switch out with Parting Shot into Weezing? Yeah, Huey doesn't like to play by the rules, so you'll notice he doesn't have a full team of Dark types, like you might expect. That being said, this Weezing has Levitate, so a super effective Psychic type move should take it out relatively easily if it wasn't immune to Psychic? Oh, it's actually a Zoroark in disguise. Yeah, Huey's Zoroark is a tricky one, using its illusion ability to look like the Weezing Huey has in the back, hopefully tricking trainers into using a Psychic type move against it while it sets up. It also has a held Life Orb and a moveset of Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, and Extra Sensory, so it's best to knock it out as soon as possible before it can take out any of your Pokemon. But be warned, the audience plays a part in this battle too. Each time you beat one of Huey's Pokemon, the audience will begin to boo, lowering a random stat of yours by 1 stage. However, each time one of Huey's Pokemon beats one of yours, the audience will cheer, raising a random stat of his by 1 stage. That being said, you eventually knock out Zoroark only for the audience to react negatively, and Huey will follow it up with an actual Weezing. Its moveset of Substitute, Toxic Spike, Sludge Bomb, and Dark Pulse should make it a formidable foe, especially after it sets up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. Once Weezing inevitably goes down, Huey will send in his Honchkrow with Super Luck and a held Scope Lens. It knows Whirlwind, Air Cutter, Night Slash, and Sucker Punch. This Honchkrow is set up to get all of your Pokemon badly poisoned by Whirlwind with the Toxic Spikes, then deal a lot of damage with its high crit chance. It is definitely in your best interest to get rid of this Pokemon quickly so that you can move on to the next. Huey's second to last Pokemon is a Golden Go with an Air Balloon. Its ability Good as Gold makes it immune to status moves, and its moveset consists of Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Make It Rain, and Recover. A competitive moveset that I pulled straight from Smogon. That being said, this Pokemon hits hard and will take advantage of the beating your team has taken so far, but it is nowhere near being Huey's strongest teammate. Once you finally beat the Golden Go, Huey sends in his final Pokemon. What, did you think that was my strongest Pokemon? Well, you're dead wrong, kid. Hysteric, the Mocking Pokemon, and the evolved form of Titterate, a dark and fairy type. Hysteric can perfectly mimic any sound it hears at an amplified volume. This includes human speech. It uses this ability to mock foes, either demoralizing them or causing them to get reckless in battle. Hysteric are highly intelligent and cruel. Their constant mockery of other Pokemon will often cause those Pokemon to relocate to less desirable habitats, so they may finally have peace. Huey's shiny Hysteric may not look like much when compared to a powerhouse like Golden Go, but it's just like Huey said, don't judge a book by its cover. This Hysteric has its signature ability, Put Down, an ability that simply doubles the stat-lowering effects of moves used by Hysteric. And with a moveset of Strength Sap, Metal Sound, Snarl, and Dazzling Gleam, this ability can absolutely wreck your team. Hysteric will even be holding an ability shield just to be sure that you can't get rid of Put Down. But somehow, after everything this gym has put you through, you defeat Gym Leader Huey. Your team is in shambles, but you won. Well, ain't that a kick in the teeth? You beat my team of 6. Good job, kid. In most gyms, that would mean you earned a badge. But I'm not done with you yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my final joke of the evening.
Please give a warm welcome to my friend from another dimension, Smackuki! Center stage!
Smackuki, the Deceiver Pokemon, a dark and fighting type. This nonsensical Ultra Beast called Smackuki was only discovered a short while ago. It has violent tendencies, often searching for the nests of bird Pokemon to destroy their eggs and replace them with itself. Smackuki relies on other Pokemon to bring it food to eat. If two Smackuki appear in the same territory, they will continuously slap each other until one of them is either knocked unconscious or leaves. A slap from this Ultra Beast is powerful enough to shatter steel. Okay, now Huey is definitely cheating. 7 Pokemon? No one else in the history of this game has ever done anything like that. Shut up. When Huey's Smackuki enters the battlefield, the audience will cheer for it, giving the Ultra Beast a boost to all of its stats. That, paired with its Beast Boost ability, raising Smackuki's defense each time it takes out one of your Pokemon, is going to make this interdimensional cuckoo bird a tough nut to crack. On top of that, it has a moveset of Power Up Punch, Acrobatics, Steel Wing, and its signature move, Backhand. Backhand is a Dark-type physical attack that is 100% accurate and has a base power of 70. It has a high crit rate and a 30% chance to flinch the target. Hopefully, with what's left of your team, you can take out this absolute monster of a Pokemon. After all it should take is one good Fairy-type attack. Yes! That was one hell of a battle, player. Congrats, kid. The crowd goes wild, cheering your name, congratulating you on your victory. You did it. You beat this absolutely BS Dark-type gym. That's gonna be all for tonight, folks. Thank you for coming. Don't forget to tip your servers. Hey, player, why don't you come backstage with me and I can give you that badge I owe you? You follow Huey backstage and he gives you a warm smile. So, sorry about all those shenanigans during our battle, kiddo. As a gym leader, it's my job to prepare you for the battles ahead. And let's be honest, this world ain't all Pecha Berries and Alcremie. You're going to face challenges from malicious people who won't play by the rules. And it's important that you know how to defend yourself when those people try to take advantage of you. That's why I teach through example. I pull out every dirty trick I can think of so that you know how to handle it when someone worse comes along. That being said, here's the derision badge. It's proof that you can win against any opponent, no matter how dark or underhanded they may be. You can take this too. It's the TM for Dark Pulse. A couple of my Pokemon have it, and it's pretty strong. You're gonna do great things, player. I could tell from the moment you first walked on stage. But you should go. I've got to heal up my Pokemon and prepare for tomorrow night's show. So, skedaddle. And there it is, me as a gym leader. I'm adding this little section at the end so I can explain some of the design decisions I made for not only Huey, but his Pokemon too. Fnatica originally asked all of the creators involved in this project to create designs based around themes of what inspire us. This is a very vague topic. It basically allows me to base the designs on whatever I want. But to stay true to the idea, I sat down and really thought about what inspires me when I create Fakemon. Usually it's mythology, visual puns, or just weird facts about animals. But occasionally I'm inspired by expectation subversion, the idea of purposefully going against people's expectations for a design. So I decided that that was going to be the theme for all of my designs for this video. Huey, who has been on screen this entire time, is basically a carbon copy of the many versions of me there have been, just animeified. I was able to mimic my pink horns using his dyed hair and gave him a disheveled, dark, almost emo look to match the type I was assigned. He's also holding a Premier Ball because, fun fact, the Premier Ball is actually one of my favorite Pokeballs. Probably tied with the Cherish Ball. And I know I missed the chance to give him a Dusk Ball, but I liked the Premier Balls more. Deal with it. Huey's design is intentionally meant to clash with his personality. Despite specializing in the evil type and using a lot of underhanded tactics during his battle, Huey cares deeply about every trainer that comes through his gym. He's trying to prepare all of them for the real world in the only way that he really knows how to. And to his credit, he does say this when he finally gives you the badge. He's tough and sarcastic on the outside, but when it comes down to it, he's very kind and caring. That dichotomy also shows a bit in his profession. Huey is a comedian who specializes in dark humor because that pun is hilarious. From an outside perspective, he's telling morbid and problematic jokes, but it's all because he wants to make people laugh, giving people a night where they can just have fun and not worry about their problems. Also, his name, Hugh Morris, is a pun. Next on the list are Titterimp and Hysterimp. Starting with Titterimp, this design was an afterthought. I made it because I wanted Hysterimp to have a pre-evolution, but it still follows the theme of expectation subversion. After seeing this cute little insectoid fairy type, you wouldn't expect it to turn into an actual microphone with the dark type, but thematically, it still works because Titterimp is based on one of those clip-on mics with the super fuzzy cover. Hysterimp honestly started as a sketch I made while hanging out with friends, and that shows. It is very clearly a microphone with devilish features, but beyond that, there's nothing super deep about it. And that's okay, Pokemon designs can be anything. They can just be an ice cream cone, or a magnet, or a pile of sludge, or a devil microphone. They don't have to have paragraphs of lore behind them, and honestly, Hysterimp is one of my favorite Fakemon designs I've made to date. But back to the concept of expectation subversion, Hysterimp's goofy design contrasts heavily with its very cruel behavior. So it's the perfect ace for our friend Huey over here, who tends to be very cruel in battle. Finally is Smekuki. I originally wasn't going to add this Ultra Beast to the team, but then I remembered Volo and Giratina and thought, I can do that too. I wanted to evoke this sense of fear that immediately disappears when you see this goofy Ultra Beast for the first time. Then it immediately comes back when you realize that it gets an Omni Boost and has a monster attack and defense stat, which can easily be raised while you're sitting there with most of your team still at low health. This design actually has a lot of history to it. It's based on a sprite I made a long time ago that's based on a cuckoo bird and the Kokopelli. The original lore for it was problematic, so I put it in a box, and I put that box in an attic where it could slowly accumulate cobwebs. But then this collab came around, and I decided to dust off the old design. Instead of basing it off the Kokopelli like I did before, I based it on a generic clown and the concept of slapstick humor. Now the upturned head with a bump and the swirly eyes give the sense of a clown face, and the eggshell acts as a defensive barrier, as well as an oversized pair of clown overalls. And I use expectation subversion here in the same way that I did with Hysterimp. I gave it a very goofy appearance and a very violent disposition, but that's basically it. That's what it would look like if I was a gym leader. I hope you all had fun watching this video because I had a lot of fun putting it together. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to show your support to the other 17 gyms of the ARTTUBIA region. You've got to collect those badges somehow. Anywho, I hope you all have a great day, and remember, Porter was here.